3, 2, 1. What? All right, let's go.
Wait, what is this? What is this? Yeah,
So,
I'm.
okay, yeah. So this one, it says AI generate. Oh, they probably put on CapCut the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, this does it on the CapCut video. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this one here is all presidents, every president explained in 13 minutes. This is something that I've been thinking about is recently, like newer presidents especially, and like Donald Trump as well, is that yes, I mean he has obviously like any other human in the world has a lot of positive, has a lot of negative, but presidents were fucking badass back in the day. Like Washington had this, for example, this thing where he said when he was fighting in the war, Washington is in the front on the battle line. And he said, if I turn around and see anybody's back, I will shoot you. If I'm in
Damn,
the
man.
front running, you run with me. You don't run away. Like that is on another level of
Leadership.
courage and leadership.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, leaders, they sit in their office, push buttons, and just use people as kind of like pawns a little bit,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I'm very curious. I mean, there's so many presidents that just people have no idea about.
Yeah,
They have no idea about.
yeah,
I mean, where are we at? Number 47
yeah.
presidents?
Something
Yeah.
like that. 47. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
47 now. Yeah,
So
but
yeah, there's a lot, man. I can probably only name like 10 off the top of my head.
to be really honest with you,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
I mean, without when we see them, it will remind us. But there's there's only so many. Who's your favorite president though? Before we go into it, like,
Oh my gosh, man. I need a second on that one.
yeah, mine for sure, 100%. Andrew Jackson. Even though he's a
Andrew
terrible person at
Jackson.
slaves, Andrew Jackson for these reasons. They said you can shake Andrew Jackson, he had so many bullets in his body, he rattled. He got into over 100 duels during
Wow.
his lifetime in presidency. He got shot in
That's
the
crazy.
face in a duel, spit out the
Wow.
bullet, and killed the guy. When he got inaugurated into presidency, he threw a fucking rager at the White House. There was hookers, whiskey. He's just a badass
He's
crazy.
the one that did the Trail of Tears, isn't he? That led it?
Was it?
I think
We'll
that
see.
was
We'll see
him.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
he's a
see.
terrible person. He's like if Kid Rock was president,
Damn. Yeah.
basically. All right, let's check it out. Let's see.
Birth of a nation to the challenges of the modern world. From the birth of a nation to the challenges of the modern world, each US president has left a lasting mark on history. Over more than 2 centuries, their leadership, vision, and decisions have shaped America's story.
Pretty cool video.
This is the evolution of the presidents of the United States, from beginning to now. George Washington. Washington is considered the first US president because he was unanimously elected after leading the nation to independence in the Revolutionary War. He defined the role from scratch, setting traditions like the 2-term limit and the peaceful transfer of power. John Adams, a founding father and key voice for independence, Adams helped draft the Declaration of Independence. He was also the first president to live in the White House.
Yep.
Oh wow.
The first White House ever was Martha Washington. George Washington basically married Martha because she was rich. That's why he did it, and he was in debt. He knew he liked to spend money. First White House was Martha's house. This is the White. Actually, this isn't even the current White House. This White House was burned down, but
Thomas Jefferson, author of the Declaration of Independence, Jefferson doubled the nation's size with the Louisiana Purchase. He also founded the University of Virginia after his presidency. James Madison. Known as the father of the Constitution, Madison helped shape America's founding documents. His presidency is remembered for leading the nation through the War of 1812. James Monroe.
what?
War of 1812. Spanish War?
Yeah, because do you know why they call Texas they call Texas Six Flags?
No.
Okay, Six Flags was because there were 6 flags that flew in Texas.
Oh
I think
wow.
it was Spain once you ruled Texas, Spain, Mexico, the United States, obviously, the Confederates,
Hmm.
France for a short time, a bunch of countries owned that.
Yeah.
I think 1812 was when we were fighting against Mexico. I think you're right. I can't remember. But yeah, one of those.
Monroe's presidency is marked by the Monroe Doctrine, declaring the Americas off-limits to European colonization. His era is often called the era of good feelings for its national unity. John Quincy Adams, son of John Adams, he was the first president whose father also held the office.
Nice.
After his presidency, he made history by serving in Congress for 17 years, fighting against slavery. Andrew Jackson, a war hero from the Battle of New Orleans, Jackson was known as the People's President. His legacy is controversial, remembered for expanding democracy, but also for the forced removal of Native Americans.
Yep.
You're right.
Martin Van Buren, a skilled politician and founder of the Democratic Party, Van Buren's presidency was overshadowed by the Panic of 1837, one of the nation's worst economic crises. William Henry Harrison. Harrison served the shortest presidency
The Whig Party.
The Whig Party.
in history, only 31 days, after catching pneumonia from delivering the longest inaugural address. His sudden death shocked the young nation. John Tyler. Tyler was the first vice president to take over the presidency after a president's death. He was so independent from his party that all his cabinet members but one resigned during his term.
Oh, wow.
James K. Polk. Polk was known as the Manifest Destiny president,
Nice.
expanding U.S. territory with the annexation of Texas, Oregon, and much of the Southwest.
Nice.
He served just one term, but achieved all his major goals.
Nice. Good for you, bro.
Zachary Taylor.
Don't even remember this
A
guy.
war hero of the Mexican-American War, Taylor was elected without much political experience. His presidency was cut short when he died just 16 months into office.
Yeah, 16 to him.
Millard Fillmore. Fillmore took office after Taylor's death
Don't even remember
and
this
is
guy.
remembered for signing the
Yeah.
Compromise of 1850. The deal temporarily eased tensions over slavery, but also included the controversial Fugitive Slave Act. Franklin Pierce. Pierce struggled as the nation grew more divided over slavery. His support for the Kansas-Nebraska Act deepened sectional conflict and pushed the country closer to civil war. James Buchanan. Buchanan is often ranked among the weakest presidents.
Look at his
He
hair.
failed to stop the southern states from seceding, leaving the looming crisis of civil war to his successor,
Who's the successor?
Abraham Lincoln.
Ooh.
Lincoln is remembered as the great emancipator, leading the Union through the Civil War and issuing the Emancipation Proclamation.
I just want to say this. The thing that I like about Lincoln is he was like an avid gun guy.
Okay.
And I think this is why Americans like guns so much. It's in our blood. There's who did the American Sniper? What's his Chris Kyle? Is that his name?
Mhm.
He wrote a book called like something about the guns that changed America. If you go back to the start of our country, we beat the British because we basically invented a sniper rifle,
Mm.
and we beat the Southern during the Civil War. We beat the South because of Abraham Lincoln's devotion to guns and
Mhm.
just blasting people, dude. Awesome. Abraham Lincoln's dope, bro.
No, I mean
Beginning
that makes sense. I mean, we also invented the fucking 6-shooter. That's the only reason we able to beat the Comanche down in Texas,
Oh, really?
because they were slaughtering us, and because
Right.
you kept having a single shot,
Yep.
having to reload.
Yep.
Then they invented the revolver. 'Cause
Yeah.
These guys were just shooting arrows, boom, 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 and we
And
can
we
only
gotta-
get one shot off.
That's why you got like a line.
Yeah.
The British had when we had muskets, they had like a line of people would line up
Hmm.
because you needed to the musket was not accurate.
Yeah.
And they would see muskets shoot,
Mhm.
and then we invented the long rifle.
Yeah.
And you would have somebody like 300 yards away just pick off the main guy,
Yeah.
just picking them off, dude.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know
That's how,
that.
that's how we are today, man. Advanced weaponry.
Yeah. Yeah, Americans that's why I think guns are on
Yeah.
our blood. I honestly
Process of ending slavery. He preserved the nation, but his presidency ended tragically with his assassination.
Good shot.
Andrew Johnson. Johnson became president after Lincoln's assassination. and faced fierce clashes with Congress over Reconstruction. He was the first US president to be impeached, though he narrowly avoided removal from office. Ulysses S. Grant. A Civil War hero, Grant worked to stabilize the nation during Reconstruction and fought for civil rights for freed slaves. However, his presidency was marred by widespread corruption scandals in his administration. Rutherford B. Hayes. Hayes won one of the most disputed elections in history, resolved by the Compromise of 1877. He ended Reconstruction by pulling federal troops out of the South. James A. Garfield. Garfield served only a few months before being assassinated in 1881.
Wow.
His death helped push for major reforms in government hiring, leading to the modern civil
But
service
at this
system.
time, though, Republican and Democrats, their ideals were flipped, I think.
Yeah, I believe Republicans have been reborn. Yeah.
It was
The
it's
old
kinda flipped.
school Democrats are now the new Republicans.
Yeah, exactly. The Democrats before were more conservative. Now I think it's flipped.
Yeah.
Chester A. Arthur. Arthur unexpectedly became president after Garfield's assassination. Though seen as a party insider, he surprised many by supporting civil service reform with the Pendleton Act. Grover Cleveland. Cleveland was the first president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms,
Nice.
making him both the 22nd and 24th president. He was known for fighting government
Nice,
corruption
nice,
and using the veto more than any president before him.
nice.
Benjamin Harrison. Grandson of William Henry Harrison, he was remembered for signing the Sherman Antitrust Act to curb monopolies.
Nice desk.
His presidency also saw 6 new states join the Union. William McKinley. McKinley led the nation to victory in the Spanish-American War, gaining territories like Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines. His presidency was cut short when he was assassinated in 1901.
Damn. Killing Republicans.
Yeah.
Theodore Roosevelt. A larger-than-life figure,
Bro.
Roosevelt
This guy, Google really quick all the most things, or we could do it after. Dude, Theodore Roosevelt is so badass. I almost finished a book on him. Dude, during his presidency, bro, like he would climb mountains. He's badass.
Isn't he the reason why the teddy bear was invented?
I don't know.
Yeah, I believe so.
Watch, do like all the most impressive adventures.
What was Theodore Roosevelt famous for? Theodore Roosevelt is famous for his role as a conversationalist, president, and military hero.
Yeah.
He is known for his expansion of the presidency's power, conservation efforts, including setting aside millions of acres of public land, building the Panama Canal. Oh, shit. The Panama Canal.
He built that?
And his big stick, foreign policy.
Pause.
I don't know what that means. The National Archives and the Miller Center. He also earned the Nobel Peace Prize for mediating the Russo-Japanese War. Russo. That's before Russia. Russo was Russia. I didn't know Russia. Yeah,
What's
the
it called?
Rus. The Rus.
It's called Russo?
I believe so. Check it out.
Hold on. List of adventures. Where the hell is enter on this? I'll search. Many adventures. Okay. Look, read a couple of those on the very top part. I want to see it. No, up here.
Theodore Roosevelt had many adventures, including his time as a rancher in the Dakota Badlands, leading the Rough Riders during the Spanish-American War, a year-long African safari, and a perilous expedition to map the uncharted river of doubt, now the Rio Roosevelt in the Amazon. He's at his own river in the Amazon?
Yeah, he's badass, dude.
His adventures were often risk-filled, and his life was characterized by what he called the trenches life, which involved a passion of nature hunting and exploration.
Yeah, I think on his wedding day, he left and went to climb a mountain and come back.
Yeah,
he's badass.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because Theodore Roosevelt, they called him Teddy Bear.
Look this up really quick. Is that why they have a teddy bear? That's cool. I didn't know that. I think I might have heard that before, but I didn't know if it was real or not.
Yeah, 1902. Yeah, let's see.
Is that true? The teddy bear?
Teddy bear was inspired by President Theodore Roosevelt after he refused to shoot a bear that had been tied up for him during a 1902 hunting trip.
Damn.
Wow,
Yeah,
yeah.
this was out there by himself, bro.
Yeah.
By himself, killing bears.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then dragging the bear back home. That's a bad motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
Roosevelt was known as the Trust Buster for breaking up big monopolies. He championed conservation, created national parks, and built the Panama Canal.
Built the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
William Howard Taft. Taft is the only person to serve as both US President and Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Though less energetic than Roosevelt, he strengthened the judiciary and antitrust enforcement. Woodrow Wilson. Wilson led the nation through World War I and helped create the League of Nations. During his presidency, the 19th Amendment was passed, granting women the right to vote across the United States.
Big mistake.
Warren G. Harding. Harding promised a return to
Warren G.
normalcy after World War I, but his presidency is remembered for scandals like Teapot Dome. He died suddenly in office in 1923.
Republican.
Yeah, right?
Calvin Coolidge. Known as Silent Cal, Coolidge believed in limited government and oversaw the booming economy of the Roaring Twenties. He was admired for his honesty and restraint.
Okay.
Herbert Hoover. Hoover was a successful businessman and humanitarian before becoming president. But when the Great Depression hit, his inability to fix the crisis defined his presidency.
I bet.
Franklin D. Roosevelt. FDR led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. Despite being paralyzed from polio, he inspired Americans with his optimism and leadership. His New Deal programs
in a wheelchair?
reshaped the economy, and he remains the only president elected to 4 terms.
4.
Harry S. Truman.
Wait.
Truman.
Wait, what? 4 terms? Hold on.
D. Roosevelt.
FDR during the war.
Oh,
that's
because
why.
during that time during the war, they don't have
Yeah.
election.
Use atomic bombs to end World War II. He later launched the Marshall Plan to rebuild Europe and led the US into the Korean War.
By North Korea.
Dwight D. Eisenhower. A World War II hero, Eisenhower oversaw a time of prosperity and built the modern interstate highway system.
Nice.
He also sent federal troops to enforce school desegregation in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Nice.
Is it just me or Republicans seem to be making the most changes here?
Mic drop.
John F. Kennedy.
Except for this guy.
Kennedy
Yeah.
inspired a generation with his vision of a new
Spoke too
frontier.
Yeah.
His presidency saw the Cuban Missile Crisis, the push for civil rights, and ended tragically with his
Well, he
assassination.
couldn't make the changes. That's why he got killed. Yeah. He wanted to make changes.
Lyndon B. Johnson. Johnson pushed through landmark civil rights legislation and launched the Great Society to fight poverty. But the Vietnam War overshadowed his presidency and deeply divided the country. Richard Nixon. Nixon opened relations with China and ended US involvement in Vietnam. However, the Watergate scandal led to his resignation, the first in American history. Gerald Ford. Ford pardoned former President Nixon in hopes of helping the country heal from Watergate.
Nice.
He oversaw the final end of US involvement in the Vietnam War and introduced the Whip Inflation Now campaign to combat swinging inflation. Jimmy Carter. Carter made human rights central to US foreign policy, publishing annual reports and cutting aid to repressive regimes. He later founded the Carter Center to promote democracy, peace, and basic freedoms around the world. Ronald Reagan. Reagan pushed for economic growth through tax cuts and reduced regulation, known as Reaganomics. He strengthened America's global stance during the Cold War, famously urging the Soviets
Talking
to
to a
tear
wall?
down this wall at the
What
Berlin
the
Wall.
hell?
George H.W.
No, but Reagan, I mean, there's a lot of fault there with Reagan. I mean, he's the reason why you can't sue pharmaceutical companies if something goes wrong
Why?
for like vaccines and stuff.
Why?
Because there's always side effects. And like,
They have to disclose the side effects, but then you can't.
yeah, but if something happens, like say if you die, or all of a sudden you're autistic, or something happens,
Can't sue 'em.
you can't sue them.
Bush. Bush led a successful coalition in the Gulf War and saw the fall of the Soviet Union. His presidency emphasized diplomacy and global cooperation, though a recession hurt his re-election. Bill Clinton. Clinton presided over the longest peacetime economic boom, balanced the federal budget, and signed NAFTA. But he was also only the second president ever impeached. George W. Bush. Bush, son of George H.W. Bush, led America through the 9/11 attacks, responded with wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and pushed major tax cuts and the No Child Left Behind Act.
Oh, you know what that is? The No Child Left Behind Act?
And I've heard of it. I don't know what it is.
Well, I mean, that's to me. I mean, it's a problem. That's why our school system's shut down. You can't be held back anymore, right? You remember how when we were first going to school, remember people can get held back?
Yeah.
And repeat a grade?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore. No Child Left Behind Act. Yeah, they just keep letting them go through.
Barack Obama. Obama, the first African-American president, passed the Affordable Care Act, focused on clean energy and diplomacy, and won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Did? I'm not gonna lie though. I'm not gonna lie. I think Michelle was probably the dopest first lady though. I mean, she was dope.
I think they're both really good at speaking.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the younger presidents that we've had.
True.
Which I mean, and so is JFK. I mean, these guys, when you're younger, you can speak so well.
Yeah, he had a speak. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's every president's controversies, but I don't know, man. I thought Obama was dope. I mean,
yeah, I get you.
He did a lot of dumb shit, but I can't help it when he talks. I just can't help it.
It sounds good, yeah. Yeah,
it's
I get
clean.
you.
Yeah.
Donald Trump. Trump drove an America First agenda, cut taxes, tightened trade, and was impeached twice amid deep political divisions. Joe Biden. Biden steered the US through COVID-19, signed major relief bills, rejoined the Paris Climate Pact, and pursued voting and gun safety reforms. In 2025, Donald Trump became the second US president to win non-consecutive terms. His new term is marked by bold executive actions, a revived America First agenda, and renewed clashes over immigration, trade, and executive power.
All right, yeah. There it is.
That was it. That was good.
I
like that one.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Really good.
I feel so ashamed that I don't know a lot of those presidents.
Yeah, I don't know a lot. I've never heard of. Yeah, but I didn't even know we had a Garfield president.
Yeah, that was some of the names. I was like, all right, yeah, right, yeah. Maybe. But yeah, I don't know how many you guys could tell us in the comments. How many presidents you know?
Yeah, if you have more information on this, obviously there's a lot of gray areas, a lot of presidents. Please put it in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah, and also if there's one president we should look into that we don't know, like dive into and do a video, I'm interested. So you guys can let us know.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Let's go. Let's go.
Until next time.